says he prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemies. So in order for me to eat, they have to be present. So God bless you, Bishop. I pray right now that you will continue to do everything you're doing. I pray his anointing will stay upon you. I pray the power of God all over you. I pray his favor. I pray the blood of Jesus will come upon you right now. Keep you in his hair. God, I thank you for your blessings.
Come out the closet and stop keeping a secret and let the world know. I would have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up?
And they blowing out motherfucking mind because you looking like you a man of God, T.D. Jakes. Have you ever been swallowed? I'm like, yes, I've been swallowed. Have you? And who swallowed you, Medea? When T.D. Jakes began to talk about on a pulpit, that blew my motherfucking mind.
Tyler Perry is gay. I know he's gay. He knows he's gay. We all have friends that know he's gay. I've hung around Tyler Perry. I've known Tyler Perry for years.
What is that black connected to? That black man? So no, I was not blackballed. I was whiteballed. By some black who had no balls.
In a jaw-dropping turn of events, Monique has released footage that could potentially end Tyler Perry's career. This explosive video allegedly contains incriminating evidence against not only Perry, but his good friend and partner in crime, Pastor T.D. Jakes. For years, Monique claims that Perry has tried to blackball her from the industry, attempting to control her career and silence her voice. But now, she's had enough of being pushed around and is standing up to him, exposing his deepest and darkest secrets. This isn't just any behind-the-scenes stuff. It's reportedly packed with moments that could tarnish both Perry's and Jakes' reputations for good. To be fair, Katt Williams is a person who predicted this outcome for years, calling out certain people who are playing for the other team, if you catch my drift.
All of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. T.D. Jakes, any of them, all lies will be exposed. That's all.
Fans and industry insiders alike are buzzing about what this means for both Jakes and Tyler Perry, who have long been towering figures in the industry. Monique's bold move is more than just a personal vendetta. It's a stand against what she sees as systematic attempts to stifle her talent. By dropping this bombshell, Monique is not only reclaiming her power, but also shining a light on the darker side of the entertainment industry. It's a high-stakes battle, and it clearly Tyler Perry's days of calling the shots without consequence might be over. And who can blame her? All the things Perry has put her through over the years, she was bound to clash and release the dirt she has on him.
Remember when I said earlier, I've never seen so many cowards and black men in this business? I would have to put my brother Tyler Perry in that.
But hold up, let's get into what actually went down. For the longest time, Tyler Perry has carefully maintained a facade in the industry as a fair and just mogul, a self-made success story that empowers others. He's built an empire on this image, gaining a reputation for being a benevolent force in Hollywood. However, cracks have started to show in this carefully constructed persona, and his reputation is beginning to spiral down the drain. It all started when Perry allegedly tried to blackball Monique from the industry after she spoke out about her treatment during the promotion of the film Precious. Perry, along with others, was accused of attempting to stifle her career and silence her voice. This move backfired, drawing attention to the power dynamics at play and raising questions about Perry's true character. Now Monique is fighting back with a vengeance. She's coming after Perry with damning evidence, exposing him for multiple alleged misdeeds. The footage she's released shows a side of Perry that contradicts his public persona, revealing actions and behaviors that could severely damage his standing in the industry. As Monique continues to unveil more about her experiences and Perry's attempts to control her, it's becoming clear that the mogul's reign might not be as unassailable as it once seemed. The narrative is shifting, and Tyler Perry's once untouchable reputation is now under serious threat. The industry and fans alike are watching closely as this drama unfolds, waiting to see how far-reaching the consequences will be for one of Hollywood's most prominent figures. Recently, the entertainment world has been rocked by some pretty shocking revelations about Diddy and T.D. Jakes. They've been exposed for doing things that are far from their public personas, like attending gay parties and engaging in some really questionable activities. It's been a lot to take in, especially for fans who admired them.
Why would a religious man like himself be at a party which ain't nothing but sin that's going on, bro? Whether it's drinking, maybe fornicating, maybe, like I said, men on men, women on women. It's hard to put in perspective unless he's involving himself what is actually going on at the parties.
If Bishop Jakes was at a Diddy party, there could only be two reasons: money or sex. That's all that happens at Diddy parties.
Now things are heating up even more because Monique is claiming that Tyler Perry is mixed up in all of this too. She says Perry wasn't just on the sidelines, he was right there in the thick of it, and she's got video proof to back it up.
Once the harassment started, I was like, well, I gotta protect me, because I'm saying no, and I don't want this person, as powerful as they are, to try to get in the way of my work. So I started recording. So I have them offering me money.
This is a huge deal, especially since Perry has always presented himself as this moral, upright guy in the industry. If Monique's claims hold water, it could really tarnish his image. She's saying that the video shows Perry involved in the same kind of activities that have already dragged down Diddy and TD Jakes. The whole situation is blowing up. Monique's ready to expose Perry, and if what she's saying is true, it's going to shake things up big time. People are already reeling from the news about Diddy and TD Jakes, and adding Perry into the mix makes it even crazier. Everyone's on the edge of their seats, waiting to see what happens next and what else might come to light. This might be new information to some folks, but if you've been following our channel, you already know that Tyler Perry has been involved in a lot of strange and shady activities over the years. First off, there were whispers about Perry teaming up with Oprah and other higher-ups to blackball certain artists from the industry. It's been rumored for a while that they worked together to keep certain voices silenced and out of the spotlight. Then there were all the stories about Perry and Diddy. We've talked about how Perry was right there with Diddy, attending those infamous parties. It's not surprising to us at all that Perry was part of the scene at Diddy's parties because, let's be honest, many people have previously tried to expose Perry as being gay. There have been numerous allegations and attempts to shine a light on his secretive nightlife. And now, with Monique's video evidence, it's all coming to the forefront. For our longtime viewers, this is just another piece of the puzzle. We've seen Perry's name come up time and again in connection with these kinds of rumors and scandals. So while this might be a bombshell for some, for us, it's just confirming what we've suspected all along. Tyler Perry's involvement in these activities is finally coming to light, and it's clear that the image he's maintained publicly is very different from the reality behind closed doors. Fans have recently started connecting the dots between Tyler Perry and TD Jakes, and some of the connections are raising serious questions. One notable incident that has sparked a lot of buzz is a viral clip showing Tyler Perry blessing TD Jakes during one of Jakes' sermons. This moment has left many scratching their heads because, let's be real, Perry isn't a pastor, bishop, or anything close to a religious leader. In the clip, Perry can be seen laying hands on Jakes, who is a well-known pastor, and performing a blessing. The scene was surprising to many viewers and has since gone viral, prompting fans to question the nature of their relationship. Why would a film mogul like Perry be taking on a role that traditionally belongs to ordained clergy? It's a puzzling scenario that has people wondering if there's more to their connection than meets the eye.
Sometimes you spend too much time worried about your haters. You spend too much time worried about people talking about you. But what you need to understand is that the Bible says in order for you to be blessed, your haters have to be present. How do I know that? The book of Psalms says he prepareth a table before me in the presence of my enemies. So in order for me to eat, they have to be present. So God bless you, Bishop. I pray right now that you will continue to do everything you're doing. I pray his anointing will stay upon you. I pray the power of God all over you. I pray his favor. I pray the blood of Jesus will come upon you right now. Keep you in his care. God, I thank you for your blessings.
This incident has led to speculation that Perry and Jakes might be involved in something much more complex and possibly unsavory. Are they collaborating on more than just spiritual matters? Is there a deeper, potentially more sinister bond between them? The unusual nature of this blessing has certainly fueled these theories and added another layer to the ongoing scrutiny of both Perry and Jakes. It's making people wonder if there's more to their relationship than meets the eye. Are they just good friends, or is there a hidden agenda? With everything that's come out recently, fans are more suspicious than ever, and this incident has only fueled the fire. The questions keep piling up, and as more people start joining the dots, it seems like the real story might be much more complicated and murkier than we previously thought. But what is their connection? How are they so close? And what does Monique have on them that they are so scared of? So there's this whole buzz going around that TD Jakes might be in on Tyler Perry's secret. Yeah, you heard that right. Some folks think that Jakes knows Perry is gay and has been helping him come to terms with it, while also keeping it under wraps from the rest of us.
I was seeing around him, and all of a sudden it was just rubbing off on me, and people thought like I was gay or something like that.
Now, there's this one sermon everyone's talking about. In it, Jakes gets real personal, talking about self-acceptance and being comfortable in your own skin. It felt like he was speaking directly to Perry, like giving him a pep talk about embracing who he really is. And that's got people thinking. Maybe Jakes has been Perry's go-to guy for advice and support on this whole journey. Maybe he's not just a preacher, but also a kind of protector, helping Perry navigate his private life while keeping up appearances in public. It's a wild theory, for sure, but it adds a whole new layer to their relationship. Imagine Jakes not just as a spiritual guide, but also as Perry's wingman in keeping his personal life out of the spotlight. It's like they've got this secret pact to keep Perry's truth hidden from the world. As the gossip spreads, more and more folks are weighing in, wondering if there's more to Perry and Jakes' bond than meets the eye. Whatever the truth is, one thing's for sure. It's got everyone talking and speculating like crazy.
You can change your hair, you can change your clothes, you can change your style, you can change your walk. They still not gonna like you. You have to accept being a misfit. Look at somebody and say, I'm different. I'm different. You ain't never seen nobody like me before. You're never gonna see anybody like me again. I'm different. And after years and years of low self-esteem and crying about it, I'm finally starting to accept that I'm different. I'm cool with it. I'm okay with it. I can live with it. I understand it. I've been trained in it. I learned how to be a misfit. It doesn't matter that you don't like me, and it doesn't matter that you don't believe in me. I can stand on my own because I had an encounter with Jesus.
And that's not even all of it. There's another insane theory making the rounds. You know how Diddy allegedly used to record everything that went down at his parties? Yeah, it's been said in a lawsuit filed against him. The person who filed the suit claimed that Diddy had this thing for recording whatever happened at his shindigs. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Some folks are speculating that Monique might just have some of those videos tucked away in her collection. And if she decides to drop them, well, it could spell disaster for Tyler Perry and TD Jakes. Imagine this, videos of Perry and Jakes chilling at Diddy's parties, doing who knows what. If those clips see the light of day, it could be game over for them. Jakes might have to step down as pastor, and Perry could find himself kicked out of the industry for good. It's got people sweating bullets, wondering if Monique is sitting on a gold mine of incriminating footage. The thought of those videos leaking has got everyone on edge, and for good reason. If they're half as scandalous as people are speculating, it could change the game entirely. But the question then comes up, why would Tyler Perry go to TD Jakes of all people? Why would he build a connection with him? Well, there's a logic to that as well. You see, Perry is a very logical and smart man. Any decision he takes has a lot of thinking behind it, and that's the same with this new bond that Monique's trying to expose. Some folks are saying it makes total sense that Tyler Perry would confide in TD Jakes about his secret struggle with his sexuality. Why? Well, because Jakes himself has been linked to some pretty homophobic activities in the past. Now stick with me on this. If Perry's looking for someone who knows a thing or two about navigating the murky waters of public perception, Jakes might seem like the perfect choice. After all, he's managed to save his own image despite facing criticism for his views on LGBTQ+ issues. So maybe Perry figured that Jakes would be the one to help him out of this jam. Maybe he thought that Jakes could offer some sage advice on how to keep his secret under wraps while still maintaining his public persona. It's like he turned to the master of spin to help him spin his own story. Of course, this is all just speculation, but it's an intriguing angle to consider. If Perry did indeed turn to Jakes for help, it adds another layer of complexity to their relationship. It's like they're two peas in a pod, each with their own secrets to keep and reputations to protect. And it's not hard to imagine that Monique would expose Perry on this because she recently went after TD Jakes for the same thing, and it'll be Perry's turn next. She has never been one to shy away from tackling controversial topics. Recently, she set her sights on two heavyweights, Bishop TD Jakes and Tyler Perry. In a bold move, Monique dove headfirst into her comedy routine, taking aim at Jakes' sermon from last December. In that sermon, Jakes urged his congregation to come out of the closet. Now, for many, this might seem like a call to embrace one's true self, but Monique saw it differently. She saw an opportunity to poke some serious fun at one of the nation's most popular preachers. For those of you who didn't see the pastor's clip, he said, "Come out the closet, quit keeping a secret, and let the world know if it had not been for the Lord that was on my side, I would have been swallowed up." Have you ever been swallowed up? Jakes said. Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming and you were at your wits' end? That is my point of view.
I would have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up?
But Monique doesn't hold back, and she proved it once again during her stand-up routine in Louisville, KY, on April 12th. Touring alongside Katt Williams, she took aim at none other than Bishop TD Jakes. In a clip posted on Gossip of the City's Instagram page, Monique had the audience in stitches as she called out Jakes for his sermon about coming out of the closet. "You blowing my mother for because you are looking like you a man of God, TD Jakes," she quipped, but she didn't stop there. Oh no. Monique kept the punches rolling as she delved into some seriously risque territory. Have you ever been swallowed? How the F this talking about D sucking on the pulpit? I'm like, yes, and swallowed, have you? She joked, leaving the crowd in hysterics. And just when you thought she was done, Monique threw in a jab at Tyler Perry for good measure. "And who swallowed you? Medea?" she teased, referring to Perry's iconic film and TV character. But despite all of that, Monique isn't one to back down, especially when it comes to someone who's given her a hard time in the past. She's got a score to settle, and she's not going to stop until she makes Tyler Perry's life a living hell. Let's rewind a bit. Monique has been vocal about the challenges she faced in the industry, and Perry hasn't exactly been her biggest supporter. From what she said, it sounds like he's made her life pretty difficult at times. Now, she's out for revenge, and she's not holding back. But what went wrong so bad for her that she's out for revenge? Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Monique had just wrapped up filming for Precious, a movie where Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry were calling the shots behind the scenes. Now, after all that hard work, she gets hit with a request, a press tour, to promote the film. Now, Monique's no stranger to interviews and talk shows, so she's all good with that part. But then they drop a bomb on her. They want her to jet off to the Cannes Film Festival in France. Sounds glamorous, right? Well, here's the shocker. It's unpaid. Yeah, you heard that right. They want her to fly across the globe and promote the film for free.
So I'm beckoned to go into Tyler Perry's dressing room, right? I'm beckoned. So I go into Tyler Perry's dressing room, and there are about maybe 25 people on Tyler Perry's team. And he does this.
Like that? Okay.
And everyone leaves. Well, I have my security with me. And I looked at my security and like, you don't work for Tyler Perry. So my security stayed in the room. So Tyler Perry says to me, listen, you may really want to consider promoting this film, because if you get nominated for an Oscar award, your next film is $3 to $5 million. And if you win it, your next film is $6 to $8 million. I said, Tyler, who you talking to? I'm a black woman. Where do they pay those type of salaries, brother?
Monique wasn't having it. She put her foot down and said, nah, I'm good. She had other stuff going on, talk shows, a comedy tour, not to mention her husband and kids to take care of. So she told them straight up, I'm not going anywhere. I've done my part.
I don't care where the money comes from, but I'm not gonna do it for free. He says, well, I don't believe in giving money away for free. I said, I don't believe in working for free, so we're on the same page.
And then fast forward.
Things,
everything kind of comes out with Lee, Oprah, and there's an audio conversation that you guys had with Tyler.
And that's that. Monique made it clear she wasn't about to be pushed around, and she wasn't about to let anyone take advantage of her. It's a power move for sure, and one that shows she's not afraid to stand up for herself, no matter who's calling the shots. After Monique butted heads with Tyler Perry and the other bigwigs behind Precious, She says her career took a hit. They slapped her with the dreaded label of being difficult to work with, and it's been haunting her ever since. But wait, there's more. Monique claims that Lee Daniels, the director of Precious, has actually reached out to her personally, expressing regret about how she was treated. Seems like he's had a change of heart. Now you'd think Oprah and Tyler Perry would follow suit and own up to their mistakes, right? Wrong. Despite Monique's claims and all the drama that's gone down, they've refused to publicly apologize. But here's where it gets really interesting. Monique says she's got the receipts, a juicy audio recording of Tyler Perry himself, promising to make things right and admit his wrongdoings. Sounds like a game changer, right? Well, hold on to your hats, because it seems like Perry never actually followed through on that promise. So what's a girl to do? Monique decided to take matters into her own hands. She sent that recording straight to Al Sharpton, the controversial civil rights leader, who agreed to step in and mediate a public discussion between them. That's Dama with a capital D.
The community is involved, and they want to see how it's going to play out. Because the community is saying, wait a minute, hold up. We don't know this sister to be no bullshit. We know she a loudmouth. We know she'll say some off the wall, but what we know about it is she true to her word.
And all I would ask you is two questions. The first question is, did you not just say it was wrong? Tyler. Did you not just say it was wrong, Tyler? To say she was difficult for not doing something that she was not contractually obligated to do? Did you not say that you would feel that that was wrong? Or am I missing something? So the question I would say is,
Is there a number? Taking that back to them was just a huge problem, okay? And I'm listening to David Talbot thing in a minute because I just watched your podcast.
And they even called him out.
I never want you to think that I'm out trying to blackball or say anything. Please give me what I say. I'm not trying to hurt you. I will never try to hurt you.
if Monique asked Lionsgate for a favor and they told her no, and she's asking for a favor that is not contractual, not something that they're contractually obligated to do, and they told her no, but then she went and told the world how difficult that they were, do you think that that would be fair or unfair?
No, that's not fair. It's not fair.
So the question I would ask of you, good sir, because I appreciate you being honest enough to answer that with a relative quickness. I really do. So the question that I would ask you is this. If we should do unto others as we would have them do unto ourselves, the question I would ask is, how do you sit back, or how would you feel if someone said about you that you were difficult to work with because you didn't want to perform for them a function that you were not contractually able or obligated to do? How would you feel about that?
So get this, after Monique spilled the tea to Al Sharpton, she was left hanging for over 6 months. Yeah, not exactly what she was expecting. When she finally did hear from him again, it was at a public event, and he was singing Tyler Perry's praises about flying on his private jet. Monique wasn't having it. She put 2 and 2 together and figured maybe that's why she hadn't heard back from him. Seems like her beef with Perry was clouding everything else. And speaking of Perry, the man himself has been keeping quiet about the whole ordeal. No public statements, no apologies, nothing. It's like he's hoping this whole thing will blow over. But Monique, she's not ready to let it go just yet. Nope, not by a long shot. Instead, she's gearing up to take her grievances on the road during Katt Williams' Dark Matter tour. Looks like this feud is far from over, and Monique's not backing down anytime soon. Now here's where things get really interesting. If Monique decides to drop that video she claims to have of Tyler Perry, it could spell major trouble for the Hollywood mogul, and it seems like Perry knows it too. Rumors are swirling that Perry is shaking in his boots, worried sick about what might happen if Monique decides to hit that send button. Some even say he's resorting to desperate measures, trying to silence Monique with threats and blackmail. But Monique, well, she's not one to be intimidated. She's standing firm, refusing to be silenced by Perry's tactics. After all, she's been through too much already to let someone like Perry push her around. So what's next? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, Monique isn't backing down, and if Perry has anything to hide, he better watch his back. So what do you think? Could it be true that the pastor and Perry are working together to save his image? Let us know in the comments below. And if you liked this video, hit that subscribe button so that you never miss out on any new videos. And until then, fam, keep it real.